Hey there, this is Rachel from Write with Rachel, and I had a couple of ideas that I wanted to share with you today. So I thought I would just do a quick recording before I move on to the rest of my day. As you know, or I've talked about, I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was 55 years old. I haven't really had time to really think about what that meant for me, other than it made sense that I'm not really good at reading maps, and sometimes I would get really distracted, or that I could really go into hyperfocus mode when I was passionate about something. But today I was really thinking about how having ADHD really has impacted my ability to be good at writing nonfiction and to kind of struggle with writing fiction. So I feel like it really comes back to this concept that sometimes people with ADHD can be seen as being too much. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was younger, there were times that I was told that I was too dramatic, that I was too sensitive. And when I was told these things, I took them quite seriously and quite literally. And I would look to other people and I would learn how I could tamp these things down. And time after time, when little Miss Too Much would pop out, I would learn to hide her, and I would get more serious and more literal, and I would get quieter because I learned that that's what the acceptable thing was to do. Now, as this quieter, more responsible, literal version of myself, I became really good at writing nonfiction. In fact, it became my career. I worked as a magazine editor, a book editor, an editor-in-chief for a magazine, an editor-in-chief at an academic health center. However, fiction was always elusive for me. Now, every once in a while, I'd have a little burst of energy and I'd write a story here, or I'd publish 3 stories here. And then something happened last year where I decided I was going to write 6 novels in a year. But how did I do that? Well, I created a persona. I became a different person, and I wrote those 6 novels under someone else's name. So let's pull all this together. I think when you write nonfiction, it's good if you can be straightforward and literal and just, bounce in a little bit of creativity here and there. But if you want to write fiction, if you want to write creative fiction, guess what? That's a great place to put being too much. It's a great place to put being too dramatic. It's a great place to put being over the top. That's a great place to channel being overly sensitive. It's a great place. So what I want to say is, if you're someone with ADHD and you've struggled to write fiction, or if you're looking for an outlet for that part of you who has been told you're too much, you're a diva, you're too dramatic, you're too sensitive, well, guess what? A great place to channel that amazing, wonderful, astonishing energy is into fiction. It's into creative writing. Because guess what? It's your page. It's your story. You can write as fast as you want. You can be as passionate as you want. You can be as hyper-focused as you want. You can talk about your topic as much as you want. And sure, people can judge you if they want, and I have a video on how to deal with that too. So thank you for listening to me today. I'm going to keep coming up with videos about writing with ADHD because I think it's really important, especially for those of us who may have spent a lot of time, a lot of our lives masking and finding great solutions for making things work. But now maybe we're at a time where we can maybe evolve into our entire personalities, and maybe we can make videos where we use hand motions and we act a little silly and maybe a little weird, where, we say what we think and we don't get labeled defensive. We say what we want to say and we don't have people say, well, how are we going to handle Rachel? Thanks for being here today, and I look forward to talking with you again soon.